Welcome, Detective Constables Taryn Snow and Dan Ross from Durham Regional Police Cybercrime Unit joining us for National Cyber Day. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, we're going to get right to it because this is a cyber sprint. So this is meant to be super fast. Okay, you ready? First question. So you have 30 seconds to do a quick intro. What do you do and how do you protect Canadians online? Go.
Taryn, you up.
All right, so I'm Detective Constable Taryn Snow. I am a police officer with Durham Regional Police in the Cybercrime Unit. For the past 18 years, I've been a police officer, and that's who I am. Off to you, Dan.
All right, 30 seconds. 1999, I went and did some programming, information systems in college, decided I wanted to do something different. 2002, became a police officer, and then did police officer stuff. In 2006, I joined the Electronic Crimes Unit as an examiner and did some police officer stuff, but technical police officer stuff. And then eventually, in this year, we've just started the new Cybercrime Unit, and now Taryn and I are both manning those posts.
Excellent. Okay, so this question's from one of the students who's watching. Do cyber criminals ever get caught, and have you ever arrested a cyber criminal?
So I'm in the Cybercrime Unit. Before that, I was in the Fraud Unit for 5 years. So the answer to that question is yes, cyber criminals do get caught, and I have arrested many cyber criminals to keep this, I guess, online safe.
Awesome. And Dan, have you ever arrested a cyber criminal?
Because of what I've been doing, it's examination side of it. What I do is when the bad guys do get arrested, I look at their computers, I look at some of their cell phones, I look at their iPads, and I gather information so that the arresting officer can look at the evidence and be successful in court, essentially.
See, cyber safety, it's a team sport. You got to work together. Right. Okay, next question. If you are contacted by a stranger on social media and they're acting kind of creepy, so maybe they ask for photos or something like that, what should you do?
Well, since you're in control of your device and your internet, you don't have to do anything. You can let your parents know for sure if it's something that's really bothering you, or if there's someone that you trust that you can let them know, because the most important thing is that you don't let things get out of hand and you don't open up and talk about some of the weird stuff that you see online, because there is going to be some weird stuff out there. So you do need to talk to somebody you trust about that sort of thing. But you got to make sure you never give your personal information to anyone. You should have password hygiene, so it shouldn't have the same password everywhere. When it comes to fraud stuff, if people are asking for gift cards or anything like that over online stuff, you should never do that. And make sure you do have that person you can talk to when things get complicated online, and whether it's your parents, your teachers, your friends, or whatever else. But just make sure you understand that you are the first person that's in charge of your own safety, so that you don't have to do whatever someone online has told you to do. You can pull the plug.
Yeah, pull the plug. Well, I might steal that as our tagline. Pull the plug. Taryn, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, just when things don't seem right, make sure you contact an adult, talk to them about it. They'd be able to give you guidance and tell you what to do. And if it's really bad, then law enforcement can be notified, and then we can give you tips on how to protect yourself and the process going forward. So most key takeaway here is make sure you tell your parents.
Yeah, talk about it for sure. Okay, next question. How are police officers trained on cybersecurity?
Okay, so as police officers, we take a lot of courses. Over the years, myself, for example, I've developed a special skill set. I'm taking courses that focus on online criminal activity. There's also another element of policing in how to gather the information, which comes with like writing warrants, so we can get all the information from different businesses that hold that information, so we can catch the cyber criminals.
Yeah, and from my perspective, because a lot of the stuff I do is a little bit more technical, we have training in cryptocurrencies, tracing that sort of information online. I use the term incident response all the time. It's the ability to go to a ransomware call or something that's happening actively, to do analysis on a computer that's been infected with the malware, all that sort of stuff. Again, gathering information. And we also, both of us have the ability to go online and look for evidence that bad guys have put on there in the open space for us to download, because that is also included, interpreted as digital evidence. But I think the most important thing is for this sort of stuff is that you have an interest in technology, you have an interest in this sort of thing, because you can, as a police officer, you can come with zero to no knowledge. But if you have the interest and you want to work, the training is provided and you can actually get to a position that we're both in right now, which is highly technical.
Excellent. So you don't have to have the background before applying.
No, you just have to have the willingness to learn and your interest in this sort of stuff.
Excellent. Okay, next question. So if I see a scam email or a scam attempt, where should I report it? What can I do?
Okay, so it's kind of a two-part here. If you're a victim of fraud or you provided personal information online, you need to report to police. You got to gather the documents, change all your online passwords, take steps to ensure that your identity information, such as passwords, your date of birth, your name, any information that you may have been compromised, that you secure it. Now, if you see something and you have not been a victim of an online scam, but you see an email that doesn't seem right, or a phishing email or a text message, you can report it to the Canadian Anti-Fraud Center. The phone number is 1-888-495-8501, and report it there, because they're the, I guess, organization that tracks all different fraud attempts, which would be part of that. So that's very important. Also, big thing, tell your parents about it too, and they can look it up and do the proper thing.
Yeah, and we actually have someone from the Canadian Anti-Fraud Center joining us for one of our CyberSprint videos. So we'll be picking his brain as well.
Perfect.
Okay, sorry, I went out of order. I missed a question. What's the most common type of cybercrime you folks deal with?
Yeah, so I get this question a lot. And so I think the most important thing we do is we think about just generally what types of crimes can be committed using technology, and what types of crime can be committed against technology. And so if you really think about those two things, you understand that literally it's every type of crime. The majority of stuff that we see is a little bit of child exploitation, frauds, ransomware, homicides, robberies, on and on and on and on. All these things, all these crimes are committed, especially in our day and age today, using either with the assistance of technology or attacking technology itself. So the answer is literally every crime that you can think of.
Yeah, it's pretty astounding, right?
Yeah.
Just how integrated it is into everything. Okay, final question. This is our wrap-up question. Everybody gets this question because we want to see everybody's different perspectives. So what's the number one thing you think young people need to know about cyber safety?
Don't be afraid to say no and talk to somebody about this. If it does not seem right, key takeaway here is to tell your parents or a teacher or someone that you trust.
Yeah, and for me, I say the same thing to my own children. If it's digital, it's forever. So that includes text messages you send, that's pictures, videos, even Snapchat posts can be captured and saved forever and sent all over the place. So if it's digital, it's forever and it's everywhere. So make sure you think about that before you take a picture of yourself or you send that mean text or whatever else you might not want other people to see or read about in the future. And the other thing is, when it comes to technology, another thing I tell my kids is don't forget to go outside and play with your friends and make memories in the real world. And have fun in the real world. Yeah, technology is awesome. It's addictive. It's made that way. It's a lot of fun, but make sure you go outside and make the real memories that you can always fall back on in the future. Not because you posted it, but because you actually lived it.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
Thanks for having us.